This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. Hey, thanks for slithering in. I am Symtherin. Welcome back to my channel and welcome in if you are new. I really hope you guys are doing fantastic and that you are sitting down cozy or working on something and sipping on a beverage of some sort, whatever your favorite beverage is, because this one's a long one. We are building a family home for what I imagine would be a generation of ghosts in Ravenswood. Now, we are not currently in Ravenswood because we are in Willow Creek, and that is because I built the shell of this before I actually had access to the pack, which was actually a really long time ago now. It did take me a while to finish this build, and then I've spoken about all of the different things going on in previous videos, so we're not going to get into that here. But sorry it took so long. I kept putting off this voiceover for a long time too. I mean, it's an hour long. So yes, I hope you guys are cozy, comfortable, and maybe getting some productive work done or whatever you need to do. Ravenswood is the world that comes with the Life and Death expansion pack. So when I was building the shell, I knew I really wanted to go kind of Victorian with it, and it's kind of like a Victorian, maybe you can call it a mansion or a McMansion or whatever, but I believe it does come out to be just kidding, 4 bedrooms and probably 5 bathrooms actually, because there's one on the first floor. This video is an hour long because one, I didn't want to speed up the footage too much where it was almost unwatchable. I tried and I couldn't do it, and if I can't do it, I would not expect you guys to do it, so we slowed it down a little bit. Hopefully it's a good pace for you guys. And 2, I wanted to pretty much keep everything in of all the rooms, especially. I only built one of the bathrooms on camera, so that really kind of helps a little bit, cut a little bit out, but I really wanted you guys to see it because it is pretty much like every other bathroom after that is pretty much a copycat of that. But we are getting the shape together now, and at this point I'm already like, wow, this is huge, but I'm also kind of in love with it. I love the different roof shapes and different roof layering we've got going on. We have like a little bit of a mini wraparound porch in the front. We end up getting a greenhouse in the back here, another porch on the side, a porch in the back as well. And yeah, there is a lot of space here for your Sims and their families, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as I enjoyed building it. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great holiday season. I can't believe that the year is almost over, and with that being said, this is actually going to be my last video of 2024, so maybe it seems pretty fitting that it's a longer one and we get to kind of just hang out together, because that's one of my favorite things here, and making these videos, sharing it with you guys, and just chatting along the way. To be honest, I'll probably ask you guys a few questions this video and request that you answer in the comments down below. Don't feel like you need to do all of them, but the first one that just popped into my head is, what was your favorite build on this channel or video on this channel for the year of 2024? I don't know if I can pick a build per se. This one really comes close. I really like this one, but I really enjoyed starting my starter home series over here. It has really challenged me to build more with base game and just one other pack, so I have really been enjoying it. If you guys haven't been following along, I definitely suggest that you do. There is a playlist. Maybe I'll try and link it down in the description below. As you guys can probably see, we are now in Ravenswood. We are in the neighborhood of Morningvale, which is pretty much the neighborhood of the ghost or the dead, whichever you want to call them. I just love the look of this world, and I know there was a lot of criticism towards it when it first came out because the world is pretty much in a never-ending autumn or fall. Personally, I love it because I love autumn, and I totally get why they decided that. Some of the sim gurus actually spoke out about it, and the world is pretty much in a forever fall because when you're a ghost in The Sims and you're playing as a ghost, you are constantly in the between being alive and being dead, you know? You're in limbo. And I really do love that we now have ghosts in the game as like a playable occult. I think that's really exciting because there have been so many times where I've played The Sims in the past where my sim died, and of course you're the only sim, and then it's just game over right then and there, you know? But now, if you die, you have a choice. You can either say, yeah, you know what, I'm done with this, I'm gonna move on and go to a different family, or you can continue on and kind of play as a ghost and see where that takes you. One item that came with the Life and Death expansion pack are these beautiful floral wall decals. I love them, and the first time I saw them, I wanted to use them on the exterior of a build. I originally thought I would use them more, so maybe there's a build in the future where I do use them more on the exterior, but on the front roof piece here, I just kind of lined the bottom with these pretty blue flowers, and I like that kind of look, so I'm excited to explore that a little more. We also got some really nice windows with this pack. I know I talked about it a little bit in my base game and Life and Death only build a little while ago, so we won't go into too many details of what I love and what I don't love about this pack, but the windows for sure are a big plus. The doors, we have some new roof paint. I absolutely love them. There's a roof decal where you can pretty much, it looks like there's a hole in your roof, and you can see it here too. I didn't go like full rundown with this one, but maybe in the future I would love to go that route and see where it takes us, like maybe like a haunted home or something. We do have Halloween next year. We're already counting down the days, right? So can't wait for another spooky season. If you have any ideas of any builds you would like to see with the Life and Death expansion pack, please let me know. I do know I need to finish off like a church cemetery build that I kind of started. I don't know if I'm going to scrap it because it's been so long and start over. We'll see. I'll have to try and get back into it, but stay tuned for that one because I definitely want to do a cemetery. And even in 2025, I would love to do some more commercial lots. I know some of you have asked in the past, so hopefully, well, not hopefully, I'm gonna make sure it happens, okay? Because this is my motto going into 2025 is I am taking control of my decisions and a lot of things in my life. I am very excited and very motivated right now. I even got a new journal. I'm really stoked. With that said, as we kind of landscape and add some exterior decals to the walls here, let's talk a little bit about the future of this channel. I love this channel. I'm not going anywhere, so don't worry. I'm staying. However, I don't know, especially in the first half of the year, how often I will be posting videos. My goal is once a week, and then maybe every once in a while, at least once or twice a month. I would love to do twice a week, but there are a lot of things that I want to take care of in my personal life, from health and making sure I'm getting to all my appointments, and then some home living. Like there's a lot of, and I said this in previous years, and maybe I've talked about this with you guys, but I really want to declutter my home, reorganize my home, and you know, that takes time. It's not easy. It takes energy. But also I want to focus on my work too, because there's a lot going on in the first 2 months, honestly, already of my work. And I know I keep saying work is so busy, but work is busy, and it's good. It's good to be busy, especially with work, because that means, you know, you have a job and there's a reason for you to get paid every couple of weeks. But that just means that some things, even if I love it so much, need to take a step back and be in the backseat a little bit. Like, I love using this as my creative outlet, and that is not going anywhere. I just don't know what this year is gonna give me at this point, especially as I start delving into any health stuff, and because I know there's some things I need to look into and kind of get that, because I'm so bad. I've been so bad at that in the past, whether it's dental or, you know, just going for an annual checkup. I've been terrible with it, so you guys don't let anything sneak up on you, okay? Just go and take care of things. But this channel is just purely a hobby for me. I'm not in it for the money, but of course it's not making that much money, at least enough for me to sustain and support myself and my family life here. So of course it's going to take a little bit of a backseat, but not completely, because I still want to I love doing this. I love building in The Sims. I love playing The Sims. I love recording these videos. I love doing these voiceovers and interacting with everyone on social media, which I felt so bad because recently I've been so quiet over there on Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, and I really want to be more active there. So I just have to find this healthy balance, and I know you guys in the past have always been so supportive, and just you guys are awesome and you guys are the best, and I hope you guys have a wonderful 2025 because I think it's going to be a crazy one. I feel like, I mean, let's just say the last few years, of course, have been absolutely bonkers. I don't think I need to go into the details as to why. I think we've all felt it. And I don't know, I feel like right now it's just kind of the norm, but that's even more of a reason why in 2025 I want to make life happen for me and not just kind of sit around, if you know what that means. Not that I'm like sitting around doing absolutely nothing, but being more proactive. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's my New Year's resolution. If you guys feel like sharing your New Year's resolutions, please let me know in the comments down below. And of course, the more answers I ask, the more I don't even mind if you answer them at all, because I know it's a lot and I'm probably going to forget anyway. Landscaping is well underway now, and it looks like I'm using different types of debug items from different packs, specifically Horse Ranch with these low-lying plants. I feel like the Life and Death pack kind of lacks as far as the debug menu and their landscaping choices, which I think is why I really leaned into Horse Ranch. There are a few things from Life and Death that I really do like as far as the landscaping, but I really had to get creative with other packs for this to kind of work, if that makes sense. But we definitely made sure that there was this new swing set. We actually got 2 swing sets in a couple of different styles. Let me know which one's your favorite. I like this one. I feel like the other one is definitely a little over the top. At least for this home anyway, I think this one was very fitting. I also decided to use a couple of different bushes actually. We have the ones here with like kind of the black blue roses, but then we also have some of the red flowers that I felt like brought more color to the build. Otherwise it would have definitely been very, not so monotone, but you know what I mean. The red brings that little extra special something, at least in my opinion, and plus we have them kind of lining the front of the build with the fence and the hedges there. I like how it came out. I really enjoyed the landscaping. I did struggle with it for a minute, but we got there in the end. You know what I also just completed today, actually, before I sat down for this voiceover, was the Cozy Celebrations event, which I'm actually really proud because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go in and actually do it. But the last 2 times I opened the game, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it because I want the items. And it's a little late in the season, maybe for like a holiday themed build, but I'll have those items for next year and we'll be all set. But did you guys enjoy the Cozy Celebrations event? Let me know. I know this is like a Life and Death build and they literally had their own Grim Reapers event, but the Cozy one is just pretty much now. I think you have a few days still to complete it. I had fun with this one. I used my sim self, who I also used in the Grim Reapers event because I knew her skills were already kind of established, so I wanted to spend less time focusing on building skills. I moved her into my winter cottage that I actually posted a couple weeks ago now. I absolutely loved playing in that build. She ended up adopting a dog. He's so cute. His name is Arlo. I forget the breed at this point, but he's kind of like an Irish setter, Irish wolfhound type breed. He's super cute. I loved him. He actually really helped the gameplay go by because I tried to really enjoy it this time. When I did the Grim Reapers event, I cheated a lot and like sped up time with MC Command Center and tried to, kind of cheat that a little bit and make it over faster. But this one, I was like, no, I'm going to get cozy. I'm going to play it. I'm going to enjoy it. And I really did enjoy it. So my sim became a writer. She kind of wrote a couple of books while I was doing this, but mostly she was looking for holiday traditions, meeting new friends, and training Arlo and just going for walks all the time. It was really sweet and I loved it. Let me know, again, another request, but we got so much time. We might as well have this conversation, right? Let me know what your storyline was if you did do the Cozy Celebrations event and if you had a storyline. In the backyard, I did put a couple of tombstones, just because we're in Ravenswood, and obviously that's the whole idea of this pack. But over here on this porch next to the greenhouse, which I can't remember if I put a door over there, so maybe that table is actually blocking the door. I'll have to go back in and take a look. It does look like a door, I think, so oops. Anyway, this porch has a grill out here for your Sims to cook and a table. Only 2 of these seats are functional because we have the bench on the other side. That's a little bit of an issue, I guess, for some people, but for me, I love the aesthetics. If you need more seats or anything, you can definitely get rid of that bench. On this little side balcony, I guess you can call it, I put just a little cozy seating area with these new beautiful couches. Look at that green. At this point, I think I was pretty much like, we're going green. And some of the interior, you might say, feels very Symtherin, as in Slytherin, and really leaning into that kind of vibe. That's my opinion. I really still like how it came out, but I really like this couch. It kind of looks comfy. I also put a telescope out here. However, I learned in my playtesting, because if you're new here, at the end of my videos, I playtest our builds and show you guys that everything is working perfect, and if it's not, we fix it together. But I learned that that telescope does not work on that balcony because apparently you can't use telescopes under roofs or inside a room, which is kind of crazy to me. I wish that wasn't the case. But I think that's something that you can easily move around, put in your Sims inventory, etc. So I didn't fix it. That's the moral of the story there. I didn't fix it. This front porch here, we had some room, so I definitely wanted to put some seating out here. And I think I end up with a chess table, and this was where my chess table obsession came from. If you guys have been around for the last few videos, every build has had a chess table at some point in it. I don't know why. It's just happening, and I'm rolling with it. There are actually a ton of activities and skill building items for your Sims on this lot, from the chess table for logic skill. We have a lot of gardening, some indoor, some outdoor. I just put a few planters out here, but I think it's mostly indoor, so which is great because that's perfect for all seasons long, even though as I say that, this world is permanently stuck in fall, or at least it looks like it. I haven't played, actually, the gameplay to see how the seasons change here, but I'm pretty sure it just stays like this, kind of like Oasis Springs always stays sunny. We're moving on to the interior now, starting with our kitchen. Now, the kitchen items in this pack are a little more on the modern side for my taste, so I don't know if I'm going to be using these very often. They do have a bit of a traditional feel, but I think they've just been upgraded a little too much. I tend to lean towards more of the traditional style, especially in kitchens and honestly in all my builds, but I really do enjoy how this one came out. I actually used the matching sink, and I usually don't do that in my builds. I usually grab one of the sinks that can just tag into or snap onto a counter. I put the fridge on a separate wall, which I kind of like doing that sometimes. I know it's not very common in many homes, but some homes do that where the fridge is on a different wall. It's kind of built in with these cabinets over here too. I think if we ever got like more kitchen items in 2025, I would love to see a 2 tile wide fridge. I think that would be very exciting to play with and kind of add more dimension to our kitchens and more options. You can put like two fridges together, but I think that's a little overkill sometimes, especially like in with fridges like this one. It would look kind of weird because of the way there's like the glass looking into the fridge, but also on the other side there's no glass, so it would just not line up right. To add some interest over here, I end up putting some wall length, like sealing the floor mirrors, and over that I put the shelving from, I can't remember, it might be Dine Out, but I do remember I had a hard time finding it, but it has a lot of this clutter as for like liquor bottles and things, and I feel like the family that lives here probably likes to entertain, or at least they used to maybe once upon a time while they were alive, or maybe they do it as ghosts. I don't know. I think that would be such a fun like storyline to play with. And there is a ton of room in this home for entertainment, especially when we get over to the living and dining space. But I also wanted some typical kitchen clutter that I like to use, so I'm trying to cover up some of the bottles with this bread box, some plates, a plant, that cool little like tower of dishes. I don't know, is it a thermos maybe? I tried to get a microwave there, but it just didn't quite work. So we just get a bunch of other clutter and try to make it work. I think I do clutter that corner counter. So none of these counters on this side of the kitchen would actually be functional as far as your sim cooking, but I kept the islands clear so your sim can definitely use those instead. And honestly, that's kind of like how my kitchen is set up. I do have an island, but the rest of my counters are pretty full with different appliances and things. So the island is usually where I do all my prep cooking as well. If you look close enough, you'll see that the tiling and the wallpaper behind one of these full wall cabinetries kind of come together in a weird spot, and you can kind of see that it doesn't really make any sense and is not very realistic. I kind of wish we would get more items like the ones we got from Lovestruck, the little backsplash pieces that we can kind of custom put and make. I think that would be really fun, but I would love to have them in more like solid and other different kind of swatches. Pretty much the ones with Lovestruck are really nice, but they are very colorful and honestly very specific for that type of style as far as that world goes that we got with Lovestruck, which I am blanking on the name right now and I'm not even going to try. But if you guys know, you know. In this kitchen, I also thought it'd be fun to put some fun wall decor and kind of clutter it up that way. We also get a little end table over on this side, which we stick a couple of pet bowls underneath. I later learned that's not functional, so you might have to move them out or find another place, or you can probably just get rid of that end table because there's no functionality to it. It's just kind of decor. We're gonna pull it out in just a little bit. I thought about putting counters, but I felt like that was too bulky, so that's why I end up going with like a skinnier table. The other half of this room becomes like a breakfast nook table kind of thing, and I think I add a fish tank just to kind of fill up the space a little bit. It is one of my dreams to have a kitchen with like a breakfast nook and then a whole separate dining room just for either entertaining guests or more like formal sit down meals like dinner and things. But this is definitely one that I would love to have. I don't remember if I keep the cabinetry over here. I might. I think that was just kind of an easy way to fill up the space and the awkward, like, we're using tall wall heights and I'm not really used to using such tall wall heights. It looks good on the outside, but on the interior, it's really hard for me to balance out that space, but I think I do a pretty good job. But here's our little table. You can probably get rid of some chairs if you think it's too cluttered, but your sim can easily walk around. Over here we just add in a mirror and another little lounge chair just because. Maybe I do get rid of that and add in this bookshelf. I think that makes more sense for this space, and maybe that's where all your cookbooks are stored. I'm now curious, do you guys use any cookbooks or have any cookbooks? I have a ton of cookbooks that I haven't actually put to good use yet. They've been gifted to me, handed down, all that stuff. So hopefully this year we're going to be taking some recipes from those books and trying them out. I kind of can't wait. I am not the best cook in the world. I'm not the worst, but I'm definitely not very good at it. So I'm very excited this year to try and up the ante with that and maybe, increase my skill level as a sim would and try new things and get a little better at that. On this wall, I'm trying a few different things, but ultimately this is where I put the fish tank. I don't know, I didn't like how the space was and I wanted something taller, but I didn't want to put more bookcases. I guess I could have, but here we are with the fish tank and we're just going to shuffle things around to make it fit. We do keep that Grim Reaper painting over the fish tank. I love that painting. It has such a pretty frame and a lot of good swatches, so that gets repeated a few times throughout this build. This little tiny room here is an entryway, and we're just trying to figure out the best items to put here. I think I opted in for one of the items that you can unlock with the Grim Reaper's rewards event. So unfortunately, if you didn't complete that event, you won't be able to have that in this build and it would be replaced with a different item, or you can put something else that you might want there. Of course, every entryway needs a place for you to store some coats and things, so we end up getting a hutch over on that other wall. That mirror slash accent table does not stay. This is the painting I was talking about with the Grim Reaper's rewards event that you can unlock. So if it's kind of a bummer that those items are just kind of gone forever and no one can try and earn them or anything after the event is locked. That feels really sad to me, especially as someone who almost couldn't complete the Cozy Celebrations event. I would have just missed out on all those things if I didn't do it. So I don't know, hopefully they do something a little different. I know they've been trying to experiment with different ways, because before it was just a login event, and I feel like that was pretty easy because then you can just open up the game for a quick second, claim your reward, and then if you don't have time to play, you can just skedaddle and go on your way. But I do understand why they want us to play the game. They want to keep you playing. That's the whole idea. And we'll see if they keep it like this or if they change it up. I don't know, time will tell, I guess. But the entryway is finished, and over here we are trying to get creative because this round room here was not working for me at all. It wouldn't let me close off the room with a wall. And I guess I could have cheated it, I don't know. But ultimately I decided to kind of keep it like this and use it as a feature wall for plants and greenery and things. And it just brings in some light. But I think it came out kind of cute. You guys are going to have to let me know. But I wanted to make sure we got the new bar piece that we got with the pack. So I felt like this was a great place to put it, as we'll also see a dining room table here. I'm trying to figure out which way I wanted to face, but I wanted to make sure Sims could access it. So it's kind of faced the wrong way, so you wouldn't really be able to have Sims stand on the other side of it, as in at an actual bar. It might be weird if you hired a bartender, but I don't know. I actually didn't test that part out. Maybe I should go back in and try that out. Like I said a little earlier, this is the room that made me really think that this would be a great home for Sims who like to entertain and have dinner parties and maybe holiday parties and have all of their friends and family over all the time because of the space here. We get a nice large dining table. It's really nice, really long, and can fit so many Sims. but we also have a cozy little living space for people. We have this door that walks out onto that balcony there, so other Sims can sit out there too. And of course, you have the breakfast nook. But I think this is the table we ultimately go with, which I think comes with. That might be a My Wedding Stories table, actually, now that I'm looking at it. I have to go back and look. But, or you guys can let me know if you recognize it. As we're zooming around here too, I think I actually misspoke earlier when I said I recorded one of the bathrooms. It looks like I didn't, or if I did, I completely cut it out of this video. So what I did in the bathrooms, because I really want to talk about it a little bit, is I used, I believe, a base game wallpaper that had like some of that paneling or wainscoting, whichever you want to call it, on the bottom, but also like the top, there's like that square paneling. I wish I knew what to call it, but within that square paneling, I end up putting the decals that I talked about earlier too, the floral decals that came with this pack, and I really love doing that. It actually added some dimension to the wallpaper, which was really fun. So I will definitely make sure I point it out in the playtesting later today, because I definitely want you guys to see that. But we just pretty much finished up the living room, or at least figured out the layout here. We are using the tool mod to fit this frame TV into this fireplace piece. I thought that was super cool. If I had the new one from the Cozy Celebrations kit, I probably would have used it here instead of this one. I just think maybe the swatches would have fit better than these like yellow dandelion flowers, and I don't know, it wasn't really quite the vibe here, but I think it worked nonetheless. It was the best one, honestly, of all the swatches that would fit here. But that's our living room. We also have an art easel, so when I said there's a ton of creative and skill building items, I was not joking. Above the table we're getting a few lights and things. I think we get the candles that came with this pack, which is super cute. They're like on a triangular tray. But what I did was I used two of them and kind of put them back to back. And I think we're going to do that in just a little bit, because we're playing around with the clutter now that we've got the layout and things kind of figured out here. Underneath this window, I end up putting the book nook kit bookshelves here. And on top of it, I put like those little frame and flower pieces from this kit that kind of acts as like a memorial piece, that if your Sims maybe have family or something who they want to just keep in mind at all times, that's where you can put their picture. And this door walks out into the back porch in the backyard. I thought about putting that crystal making kit, but I opted out for putting a piano over here, just another creative skill. But that one you can probably easily put something else there if you wanted to, if there was a specific skill that you needed to build, like maybe the crystal making table, work table, would probably work if you needed it. I do wish I did add like some kind of radio or stereo item in this room, so that if your Sims are entertaining, then you can put on music. If you're not using the piano for music, but you can always hire a musician to do that too if you have the simoleons available. I would imagine if you're living here, you have the simoleons available. We are now in the greenhouse, where I definitely wanted to utilize some different wallpaper. This one, I can't remember which pack it actually came from off the top of my head. It might be Lovestruck, actually. And then we're just cluttering it up. We're really leaning into that Greenhouse Haven kit we got a little while ago too. Not a little while, it's been a while. And the Basement Treasures kit. In a home like this, I imagine you need a dumping ground. So this is pretty much that, especially this space here. We pull out the Basement Treasures couch here, thinking maybe it's an old couch that they moved in here just for extra seating. But we also get a lot of Blooming Rooms kit stuff, like this planter display, and then we also make sure we get some planter boxes as well, so your Sims can do some gardening indoors. It's not too much, but I feel like it's enough, and they all do function except for the one I put on top of this shelf from the Blooming Rooms kit. We also get the bike. That bike, I believe, was a pre-order item, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, just kidding. That one's actually an unlockable from the Grim Reapers event as well. I did add a radio in this room, so hopefully that counts for something. If you want to move it to the other room, you definitely can. I feel like it would still fit the vibe over there. But yeah, that is pretty much everything on the first floor. So now we are tackling the first bedroom. And I mentioned 4 bedrooms earlier. That was also a lie because apparently I cannot count. There are actually 5 bedrooms because we have 3 stories in this home. This is our second floor. And on the second floor, we have 4 bedrooms. And on the third floor, we have 1. So that equals 5. This bedroom, I imagine, could be for like the young adult / adult Sims in this generation's home, if that's what we're going to continue to call it. But we really lean into the greens here, and very heavy, actually. I actually really like how cozy this room came out. I do wish we had some better green curtains though. I'm gonna say it. This one, like, this was the closest green that I could get to fit the vibe. And it could be better, but honestly, it worked out. We get the werewolf's rug, I believe, over here. This is one of the new beds, and the new nightstand. I pulled out this grandfather clock. That one I believe is from base game, but we do have a new one. I just don't think I keep a grandfather clock in this room. Or if I do, I don't think I keep it in that green swatch. We'll have to like see. Time will tell. It's been a minute since I actually finished this build. Like I said, it took me a really long time, one, to finish it, and then I put off this recording for so long. I kept pushing it back on my like little schedule sheet for uploads. It's really funny. Over here we end up putting a walk-in closet, I think, from the get together pack, and I just felt like it fit with this bump out, even though I was trying to make other things fit. But I really like how that came out. And then we also have a desk space over here as well, because I don't think we put one downstairs anywhere. So I wanted to make sure that there were places for your Sims to get some work done, you know. And this isn't the only space. We have one on the third floor as well. It's like another common area, or kind of like a game room / library kind of situation. You guys will see it soon. I end up not keeping that clock, which is okay, confirmed. Instead, we put some built-in bookshelves here, and we're gonna get some shelving and maybe some artwork on this wall. Probably some like diploma artwork and some certificates, because maybe these Sims are very successful, or they were when they were alive. We pull out this other shelf. I use this in the living room, dining room as well. Super cute, and I think I used this owl statue a couple of times in this build too. When you have a build this large, it's pretty easy to kind of continue to repeat certain things like artwork, rugs, plants, decor. It happens, okay? It's natural, it's okay. I try not to do it too often, but it's definitely happens a few times. I should also mention that armchair there is from the Cozy Kitsch kit that we got while I was mid building this build, so it's fun to kind of add those in a little bit from here and there as we get some new packs. It was a lot. It was a long couple of months. We're moving on to the next bedroom. This one here is our nursery. I love this wallpaper with the little owls and skull pattern, but I love more that the Storybook nursery kit really fits well with the Life and Death expansion pack. I really had fun kind of merging those two together in this room. But with the Life and Death expansion pack too, we got a new little bassinet. It's super cute, super adorable, and we make sure we use it here. I'm pretty sure you can easily swap out or add in a crib here. Right now it's just the bassinet, so I would imagine this would be baby level, and then you would want to upgrade it later to infant bed. We end up getting a rocking chair that you can probably also get rid of if you need a little more room in here. And as your sim grows up and things, then very easily you can upgrade this to child and so on and so forth. We got the, I believe that's a bookshelf as well from the Storybook Nursery kit. I really like that one. And we're pulling out a rocking chair. I can't remember what I get over here. Possibly some toys. Oh, this cute little stuffy. Love it. And yeah, I think this pretty much is the gist of the room besides some little decor items. But I couldn't fit a dollhouse in here, which kind of sucks. But I do fit a dollhouse in the next room that we're going to move on to. But we're going to talk about that when we get there. I love this quilt slash shelving piece that we get in the Life and Death pack. I use it in a couple of the bathrooms as in like pretending it's maybe a bath towel instead of a quilt. I think that's cute and I would love to have more items like that. That's my wish for 2025. More items like that, and of course spiral staircases I will always ask for. I know we asked a lot for painting ceiling tiles, and I always forget about doing that, so that's kind of funny. We're moving on to the next room now, though. This one takes a more colorful turn of events because I wanted to use this swatch of the wallpaper with the greens, pinks, and yellows. And this room is actually a shared bedroom for a child sim and a toddler sim. So we've got our young adult room, we have our infant slash baby room, and then we have our child and toddler room here, so it's definitely a lot more colorful. It was fun to do because it was a different vibe from the rest of the house, and it's very cluttered, which you guys know me. I love a cluttered room, especially like a kid's room. And then I went with this color scheme mostly because I pulled out that toddler bed that we got with the Life and Death pack. It has like that little canopy, very similar to like the Eco Lifestyle toddler bed. It is so cute and has so many cute swatches. But I fell in love with that pink one with the black and pink skull bedding. It's just super cute and it matched this room so well. And then I remembered that we actually have a skull sheet bedding in the high school years pack, I believe that's where that bed came from. Yes. So we use that. We get that Realm of Magic like dragonfly wall sconce, which I think really fit here because of the greens in here. I don't know. I just really like the colors here, and of course that end table is from the Cozy Kitsch kit as well. We're gonna clutter that up a little bit. I just had like a ton of different water bottles on there for a second, but that was so that I can put the water bottle on like the second step of the table. It looks like a step stool, but it's actually an end table, which is kind of fun. I had fun cluttering up the child side of the bedroom though, because I felt like it was a little more grown up with a poof and maybe a few like little toys, a diary here, a little stuffed animal, and that phone decor that came with, I believe, the Basement Treasures kit, which, you know, I really thought we were going to get landlines in the game. I don't know why. They were like teasing it for a little bit and then it just never happened. So I'm kind of bummed at that. Over here, though, we are going to decorate the toddler side of the bedroom where we definitely lean into more of the pinks. I end up keeping these paranormal curtains. I love the green beads because it really brought like the colors all together a little bit here. We have this dresser from Cottage Living, a little radio. I think we get a poof somewhere in here too for this toddler sim. We stuck the dollhouse in the middle here. I think that is from the Storybook Nursery kit if I'm not mistaken. So I got to use it just in the pink swatch, which is super fun. And yeah, the mushroom poof is what I end up getting. I don't think it's functional though because I turned it around the wrong way. I don't remember if I fixed that when I was playtesting. I might have left it. So if that's bothersome to you, you might want to turn that around because right now it's not functional. For the child sim, we do pick out the dresser from Life and Death. I think this swatch really brought out some of the upper parts of the wallpaper, like the trim there with the skulls. So I really like how this just tied in, I feel like, very well. But you guys are gonna have to let me know how you feel about it, and at some point let me know which bedroom is actually your favorite because we have a couple of more to get through. So hold that thought and just kind of think about it as we continue on. I think we're just picking out some lighting before we move on. And yeah, this is pretty much our child and toddler room. Here is what I would imagine to be the elder room, but it can also be the young adult slash adult room too, depending on which one you prefer to play with. I like the idea of putting the bed in the tower part of this room with the circular walls. I thought it was super fun. I, spoiler alert, did have to fix this a little bit to make it functional, but you'll see that near the end of the video when we're playtesting all of the bedrooms. But we get a lot of paintings from, I think that's the Lovestruck pack we get it from. The sconce here is actually from the Cozy Bistro kit, which honestly I need to like use that kit more because I used it on the exterior for the awnings around the greenhouse. Such great items in that pack, honestly. I need to use it some more. Anyway, this bedroom is actually on the smaller side, so but I think that adds to the coziness too a little bit. You guys can let me know if you agree or not. Again, we're repeating some items like the wall flower planter from Lovestruck. I just love that item so much. It actually went away, but I do think I bring it back. The bed I used, this one is also from the Life and Death expansion pack, so it's one of our newer beds, but it's more of on the modern side of the feel. Like it's very classy, not like the one that I used in the other bedroom. I do like this swatch. It does come with a few other swatches too, so I definitely encourage you guys to check them out. But I liked pairing them with these. I believe these end tables are from Vintage Glamour, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though. I've been wrong before. Over here, I played with adding some bookshelves, which I do think I end up keeping in some places. But this room also has like a fireplace. Oh, I opted for some kind of dresser, I think. And I think I get one from Movie Hangout or one of those packs. Something strange that I would not have guessed beforehand. But over here we have a fireplace for more ultimate cozy. I do grab a couch, I believe. I just don't remember which one I grab. It might be this one from Cozy Kitsch. That one might stay. Actually, I'm pretty confident it will. But it's really cute and cozy, and how many times can I say cute and cozy? I don't know. We're at the part of the video where I might be getting a little rambly. And I want to take this moment to stop and thank those of you who are still watching. You guys are actually the real MVPs, and because you're here, I want to give you a little bit of a tip. In the playtest, there is a secret question, and I want you guys to find it and answer it in the comments down below. I might have that pinned too, so maybe it's not really a secret tip, but I'm telling you where it's at. It's in the playtesting. This is probably the longest voiceover I have ever had to do in my entire YouTube career here. So yeah, bear with me for the last few minutes of this speed build part anyway. We are finishing up this like grandparents room and getting the last finishing touches. I can't remember if I keep that end table, I might, but we also had to make sure we got that jungle adventure mirror in because it's so pretty and I felt like it just added to the vibes here. I don't know. Overall, I really do like it. Oh, we get some tarot paintings over here kind of on the floor. Maybe it's just the one that we get and a plant, but this room is pretty much a wrap because now we're going to work on the third floor. I knew pretty early on up here I wanted this to be like a recreational room where there were maybe more skill building items or group activities. I thought about foosball. I wish we had pool tables instead because I just felt like maybe that would have fit a little better, but we do get some bookshelves over here. I end up keeping these from the Crystal Creations kit. I just really like the ladder because honestly, goals. My favorite Disney movie is actually Beauty and the Beast. Well, at least one of my favorite ones. I have a few, but Beauty and the Beast is definitely up there for me. And I would love a big library like that. Like, who wouldn't? I adore it. I actually kind of maybe want to watch that movie later today, maybe. Anyway, we opted out or in to the Don't Wake the Llama table rather than using like a foosball or something. You can ultimately switch this out for maybe puzzles or there's another game that came with Growing Together that is escaping me right now. I forget, and honestly, I would look it up, but I kind of want to knock out the rest of this voiceover. But here is the other like desk slash office space that I was talking about, where you have a computer, and this is pretty much open for any Sims then. But I imagine that the teen Sim would probably use this space more often than others because their bedroom is up here. We're going to talk about that soon, once we finish up this room, which we will soon because we're just going to add some clutter, and we're getting some sconces here and a piece of wall art, I think. Yes, that one with the Grim Reaper. Above the desk, we get a couple of the cork boards, and I put some shelving up here too with a little bit of clutter pieces up there to kind of make this more lived in. On the desk, I did include a tarot deck in case your Sims are interested in exploring that a little bit. I haven't done anything with any of the gameplay, especially the tarot deck reading, but I think that would definitely be something I would love to do. I have a tarot deck, like a beginner's tarot deck. It was one of my impulses that I never actually followed through with, so maybe one day though. I like the idea of it. But here we have the teen's bedroom. I knew I wanted to give them this moody, like blue raven wallpaper pattern. I absolutely love it. And we stick with blue and kind of white. We have the Lovestruck bed here that is messy. I like this bed, and I think we add some pillows, maybe. It looks like it. I don't know. It's been a minute. We also add in these Lovestruck like little wall lights to add some sparkle and pizzazz to this room. Overall, it's really tiny, but I feel like it has a lot of personality. We get a dresser over here and pair it with this mirror that I also feel like is also from Lovestruck, you know? And we're going to use the tool mod to kind of lean it up against the wall as if it's actually sitting on the dresser. That is also another neat little fun trick, and I will always say it, the tool mod by Twisted Mexi is something that I feel like I can't live without anymore. And if you're interested in it, it's always listed down below in my description along with his Better Build By mod, which allows you to use the tool mod in Build By mode. And now we're just getting a bunch of clutter. We're really leaning into a lot of the high school year pack clutter. That bathroom clutter kit item is up there, kind of making it look messy. Maybe the sim gets ready here all the time. We might get a poof in here. I might, I don't know, I don't remember. I can't remember. But now we're going to pick out a perfect rug in here and just kind of make sure everything is settled. But that is pretty much it for the speed build part of this build. And this is the final room, so that's exciting. If you guys stuck around this far, well done. Amazing job. I absolutely adore you. You guys are the true MVPs, as I said a little earlier. But now we are going to hop into live mode, give this build a little playtest, so I will see you in just a quick second. And we are live in Ravenswood now. Our test sim today is my sim self, who I've named Symtherin. Funny, I know. I realized there was already an issue with this lot because if I ask my sim to come anywhere in the house or past this gate pretty much, it doesn't work because this is a debug gate. See, she's walking all the way around. So we're going to just remove this gate. Since we're going to hang out outside for a minute, Symtherin, outside for a minute, please. Thank you. We're going to test some things out here first. So let's play for a little bit, like just a quick second. Just make sure we can sit there and play our chess table out here. Looks like that is functional, which is great. So we're going to stop doing that. I want to check out this swing set, make sure that this is going to work. I think this would be such a cute place for little children to play sometimes, or your ghostly Sims. Here we are with our swinging. It works perfect. We have a grill back here and a table. This grill is working. The flower box is kind of sticking through the lid there, but hopefully you don't mind that. Awesome. Baked potatoes are ready. I'm actually going to have her put it away, and maybe at that point we can go and test the kitchen out a little bit. Before we go any further, I was today years old when I realized why this bunny is called the freezer bunny. Yeah, took me that long. All right, but we do want to do some cooking and test this out a little bit. I sorted this here. If you click on the name, you can sort by alphabetical order. So we can try and find what we need to do for the Cozy Celebrations event. Here we go. I pretty much imagine that the Sims here maybe really like hosting parties, hence all of the drinks and some of the clutter here. I don't know. I like how this kitchen turned out. It's pretty fancy, but also a little traditional. Our kitchen works. I don't know if we can fill these bowls here. No, so you might just have to like move them out a little bit maybe. Now can we? So I'm assuming if they're under here, your pets wouldn't be able to get to them. But if you don't mind like pulling them out and then putting them back in after you fill them, that could also be an option. It's gonna keep clipping on here, but we'll leave it there. Also in this kitchen, we have this fish tank. So look at that. We have it fully stocked with fish now. I should make sure we can come and view fish. Do we not have to feed them? I want her to come back and make sure she can sit. I always click make heirloom. I want to make sure she can sit at least at one of these chairs. That works here, but since we're here, I want you guys to get a nice good look at our entryway. We come through these doors. You have a nice little couch here with a little painting. Maybe there's a story behind this one. Your coat rack is here with a little planter box. And of course a little hutch here, which is super cute. I love the candles and the little owl. I'm pretty sure this dining room will be pretty functional as long as she can sit at one of these chairs. I don't even know where she went. She went to find a computer. We have a bar so we can practice making some drinks. That'll be fun to do. This table works. These candles are so nice here. I love this item. Like, look at that. It is so pretty. I like putting them together like that too. And the bar works, which is great. We can have our entertainment. I want to make sure we can come out here, maybe sit and I guess if you have a roof above, you know, here. So maybe we'll make an heirloom. I didn't know if you put telescopes on porches like that they wouldn't work. So that's good to know. Great, she can sit on that couch. That is good. And she did already light this fire. I think this is just so cozy right here. But we're gonna actually watch TV for a quick second, make sure that works. Because I did use the tool mod to kind of position this a little bit. Sitting there works. Let's sit here just to make sure. I'm sure sitting there is gonna work just the same as over there. Lovely. And let's do like a painting or something. Before we move on, we'll put out this fire. I don't want to burn the house down. Over here we have a little piano. I want to make sure we can maybe practice this before we head on to the greenhouse and go upstairs. And she probably isn't any good. No, you're not good at all. Well, I am seeing her needs are a little low here, so I'm going to test out this bathroom down here. One thing I really like about what I did with the bathrooms here, and I probably talked about it during the speed build, but I liked using these decals. But the downside is when you have the walls down, you can still kind of see them. And if they're down all the way. But if you don't mind the floating decals, then you're good to go. If not, you can definitely, you know, delete those. So that works. While we're actually here, let's set the sink type here to bathroom. And I should set this one over to kitchen. We'll also test the shower like we do for all of our bathrooms. And we'll let her be. So while she is in there, we'll come into the greenhouse and we'll kind of queue up some things here. I wanted to see if we can watch TV. Maybe sit here. It's a little cluttered. I kind of like it. We have a radio up here as well. I just feel like might be like the dumping ground of the house. You know, when you have a lot of Sims, you need a dumping ground. I know this planter won't work, but I wonder, do we have anything in our inventory that we can plant? I don't know if this will work because we're inside. I don't know. We'll plant. Well, she was able to plant that, which is a good sign. Oh, you know what? You can put some sage in these. How about that? Yeah, you can like gardening. That'd be awesome. It is 8 p.m. in the game already. I swear it was just 8 a.m. That's crazy. But so far, it's starting to look like these will work. So I just want to make sure she can water them all too. Lovely. Great job, Sim. On this next floor, we have a couple of bedrooms, 3 total, 2 bathrooms. I'm gonna skip showing you guys playtesting of these two bathrooms, but if something happens and it's interesting, you'll see it. And if it's not interesting and you don't see it, then just know that those bathrooms are functional. Here we go. Sim, this bedroom is so U-coded. Look at all of the green in here. We love to see it. And we're also going to make sure that we can use this desk, this little office space here. We got some certificates on the wall, as if the Sim living here did a lot to study and all of that good stuff. They graduated. We have a closet here. I want to make sure we can... Okay, I don't want to do any of this because that breaks my game. So we are going to try on outfits. That wasn't an option here, no. Whenever I go into create a sim, my game always crashes and I don't feel like dealing with that. So that works, and you can definitely use the mirror to plan outfits and try on outfits, all of that good stuff. Now we have this next bedroom, which is like a child and toddler bedroom mix. This side would be the child sim. I think it's so cute and cluttered and like colorful in here. So I just want to make sure a couple of these things work. We're going to make sure we can try on outfits here. And that's perfect. Love to see that. And this side here is the toddler side. Oh, look at you, Sim. Okay, you're in your Ravenswood getup. Love that. So this bed, we can sit on it. So I'm assuming it's perfect and good to use. We have a little mushroom stool that it looks like we weren't able to use it. Yeah, probably because the dollhouse or the bed, or maybe it's facing a weird way. Can we make heirloom? I'm gonna assume that's functional then, but sorry. We are going to try on outfits here and make sure that works. Yeah, so I would call this pretty functional for the child and toddler bedroom. It's really cute. I love the pink, yellow, and light greens happening in here. This is a room I'm a little more worried about because it's kind of small and cluttered, but I kind of really like that about it. So I just want to make sure, one, we can light this, that we can sit on these chairs. Perfect, perfect. I'm going to put this out because this rug is too close. I want to make sure we can try on outfits here. We have our mirror as well. We can, maybe let's practice speech for a second. Good, good, good. That works. Now, this bed is what I'm really worried about. Let's relax. No, we can't get to it. Can we go here? Yikes. Nope. That means we're going to need to rearrange this a little bit, which is honestly a bit of a shame because I really liked it. So what I was thinking alternatively is if it faces kind of this way, and maybe we put this here, and we can probably at least get in on this side of the bed so it's functional. And usually Sims can scooch over if you have two Sims here. There we go. Okay, I mean, I think that's okay. I feel like that works as long as you can get here. Is there an option to scooch over? Yes, she scooted over. Okay, love that. Well, don't get too comfy. This next room here is our cute little nursery. I love it. You might get some bumping up and down, but there's not too much I can do as far as testing things in here. But at least this chair works. She looks like so comfortable. Look at that. Can you read a book? Great. We can grab a book from there, and she's actually going to go sit on the rocking chair. And I'm just going to assume that all works because I can't really test this. But I think it's in a good spot where we wouldn't have any issues. Actually, before we move on to the last bedroom and like our little upstairs hangout area, I do want to mention that this bathroom is slightly different than the others because the others have like the one tile shower. This one has the full-on bath with this great window next to it. The one upstairs is pretty similar, but I wanted to show you guys that it is functional. I'm using this quilt rack as like pretending it's a towel rack, but it does kind of go through her head a little bit, but she doesn't seem to mind. So up here is like our additional living space where we have this nice couch here. Don't go far. Oh my god, we are gonna practice Wait, Don't Wake the Llama. All she wants to do is dance because she's feeling very flirty and a little playful and happy from her rose petal bath. Perfect. Well, I'm going to assume that this works. We should be able to get to this chair. I want to make sure, because in case you have multiple people, you were very confident. That looked like it was going to fall. That one works, and then I want to make sure this one works. Next, we need to test this computer. Let's check our social media timeline. You just want to keep trying, huh? Great, this one works. We have some cork boards up here, some clutter, and a tarot deck in here. So if you needed to grab that, put it in your inventory for later use or whatever, you can definitely do that. And this final room is our teen's bedroom, or what I imagine to be your teen's bedroom. So we're gonna relax, make sure that this bed works. There we go, that works. And let's try on some outfits, hopefully. Hopefully that'll work. Great. I know this item here from high school years, I think sometimes causes some issues with routing. And we have a pile of clothes as well. And there you have it. That is our Ravenswood family home. Perfect for a family of Sims who are ghosts, or maybe some are ghosts. You know, that is up to you and your gameplay. But I had a ton of fun with this one, guys, and I hope you enjoyed as well. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye! Oh, and yes, it is up on the gallery if you would like to download it.